A few ways to identify a narcissistic individual. Narcissistic individuals run from very similar criteria, such as that lack of empathy, the sense of entitlement, the belief they're special, that arrogant and haughty behaviour, preoccupied with themselves, envious of others, requiring that excessive attention. When it comes to narcissists, the sense of self-importance kind of outshines themselves. They're seeking to get their needs met, and they kind of have that "don't you know who I am" attitude. They expect this special treatment. When you're dealing with a narcissistic person, you'll often notice they will talk about themselves. They believe they're the most important person in the room. They have the most skilled job. So if you're dealing with an ex-partner over childcare arrangements, you can potentially both be teachers. However, their teaching job will be more important than yours. They will ask you where you're going on holiday and then quickly interrupt you to go on and on and on about where they're potentially not even going. They have that sense of entitlement, so they really don't like being told no. They really don't like being kept waiting. They don't like not being put first. So if they ask you for a favour and you've already made plans and say, "Oh, sorry, I can't do it today, perhaps tomorrow," they get offended by this, and they can sulk, they can fall silent. If it's a partner, they can claim that, "Oh, well, if they're more important to you, or if that's more important to you than I am," because they're offended. And they often seek to find a way to punish you for not dropping everything to serve them. They believe that they are always right. They react angrily or passive aggressively if any of their ideas are challenged. They refuse to accept any form of feedback. They just turn into the victim. They begin to act like a toddler and throw temper tantrums and sulk and fall silent. They look to humiliate you in some way so that they can regain control over the situation. They're driving. They have a lot of road rage. They will happily cut people up, cut people off. They will happily tell other people how they should be driving. They don't consider that someone could potentially be new to the area. Someone might not know where they're going. Someone might have just had some horrific news. They don't consider that. They just believe that everybody is in their way and everybody needs to get out of their way immediately. And people can have road rage now and again. With a narcissistic individual, this is a pervasive pattern of behaviour, and it links in with at least 5 of the 9 criteria. With their need to always be right, they will always be dismissing other people. So if you try and point something out to them, they get offended that you've got a different opinion. If you try and point out their driving to them, they get offended. However, if they like to litter and you claim that no, it's not very good for the environment, it makes the place look a mess, they then meet a new person and say, "Oh, I'm the kind of person who always puts my rubbish in a bin." So they use the advice you gave them to impress a complete stranger. They will manipulate. They use a lot of guilt trips and emotional blackmail to get their needs met. They lack empathy. They have absolutely no concern for other people's thoughts or feelings or problems that they might be dealing with. And they are very unhappy for other people's success. They find it challenging to be pleased for others because they're often very envious of others.